The broken bowls and baskets shattered on the ground. The man kicked over a small stool by the stove, pointed at his mother, and cursed. All you do is eat. The house is almost empty, and you still stand there with a pot on the ground all day. I think you're getting senile. The mother huddled in the corner, clutching half a cold steamed bun tightly, not daring to utter a sound. Her clothes were patched in several places. Her hair was gray and disheveled, and she trembled all over from her son's shout. Her daughter-in-law stood by with her hands on her hips, coldly echoing, I raised you all these years, and now you're just a burden. You should go back to the old house, out of sight, out of mind. The mother slowly picked up the broken pieces of the bowl from the ground, then tucked the half-steamed bun into her bosom, her voice as soft as the wind. I won't be a burden to you, she said, carrying an old cloth bag on her back, taking one step at a time as she left the house. No one stopped her, no one saw her off. She headed towards the dilapidated cave dwelling outside the village. The cave had been abandoned for many years, leaking wind and rain, with only a pile of dry grass to sit on. The old woman took out a steamed bun, took a bite. It was dry and hard, hurting her teeth. As darkness fell, the bun splintered and shivered from the cold, shrinking into a ball. Suddenly, a faint sound came from the cave entrance. The old woman struggled to her feet and went out to see an old man lying in the snow, bleeding from his legs, his lips purple from the cold. The old woman's heart softened. She broke off a large portion of the only half of the steamed bun she had and gave it to the old man. She then took off her thickest old coat and used it to wrap the old man's wound. She stayed by the old man's side. She washed the old man's face with bloody water all night and fed him water spoonful by spoonful. As dawn approached, the old man opened his eyes and asked, Aren't you afraid? I'm a bad person. The old woman shook her head. They were both suffering people. How could she stand by and watch him die? The old man smiled, took a small yellow gourd from his pocket, and placed it in her hand. This gourd can produce grain once a day, just enough to fill you up. Don't be greedy. If you take too much, it won't work. After saying this, the old man turned into a wisp of white mist and disappeared. The old woman was stunned for a long time, then softly said to the gourd, Give me a bowl of hot porridge. As soon as she finished speaking, a bowl of hot porridge appeared from the gourd, its aroma making her nose tingle. She didn't drink it. She just put it in her pocket and hurried home. As soon as she entered the door, her son was squatting at the entrance smoking, and her daughter-in-law was slumped over the table, sighing softly. If you're hungry, I'll just hand you some hot porridge. I'm not hungry, the wife said. The aroma of the porridge made her eyes light up. From that day on, the mother would secretly take a little food from the gourd every day, a bowl of rice one day, a handful of noodles the next, and secretly bring it home. Her son and wife's attitude changed instantly. They stopped scolding her and called her mother with obvious affection. Over time, the wife grew increasingly dissatisfied. Touching the gourd, she said to her husband, This is definitely a treasure. We have to take it. Then we'll have food whenever we want and money whenever we want. The husband hesitated. It's mother's stuff. What's mother's is ours. When we have money, we'll build a new house, buy new clothes, and never suffer again. But the wife was determined. The old woman went to the cave to fetch grain again, and her daughter-in-law secretly followed, peeking from outside. She saw the old woman chant a phrase to the gourd, and half a sack of rice appeared on the ground. The daughter-in-law's eyes widened with envy, her heart pounding. As soon as the old woman left, she rushed in, snatched the gourd, and, imitating her mother, shouted, "I want a sack of rice." The gourd actually produced a sack of rice. She went even crazier, shouting, "I want 10 taels of silver." Silver clattering out. "I want a large house, silk clothes, chests full of gold and silver." The more she shouted, the greedier she became, completely forgetting her husband's words. Suddenly, the gourd became so hot that she couldn't throw it away. Instead of grain or money, it spewed out a cloud of black smoke, tightly enveloping her. She screamed in terror, but the sound grew fainter and fainter. When the black smoke dissipated, only her usual cloth shoe remained on the ground. The person was gone. The man returned home and, finding his wife missing, frantically searched everywhere. He found the cave dwelling, only to discover the cloth shoe and a still hot gourd. He collapsed to the ground, bursting into tears. His mother rushed over, looked at the empty cave dwelling, and sighed. Greedy people cannot hold on to good fortune. The man knelt before his mother and slapped himself hard across the face. "Mother, I was wrong. I'm not human. Having this wife who bullies you is unfilial." His mother helped him up, tears streaming down her face. "Mother doesn't blame you. I'm just afraid you'll have to be a good person from now on and not covet what doesn't belong to you." From that day on, the man seemed to have changed. He cooked, did laundry, carried water, and chopped firewood all by himself. When his mother was cold, he added clothes for her. When she was hungry, he brought her food. When she coughed, he ran several miles at night to fetch a husband. Everyone in the village said he had truly become sensible this time. As the days passed, his mother's health grew weaker and weaker. One night, his mother held her son's hand and whispered, "After I'm gone, don't look for the gourd, don't covet wealth, just farm the land and be an honest person." The son nodded, crying uncontrollably. His mother added, "In this life, I don't ask for gold or silver. I only ask that you live a peaceful and upright life." After saying this, his mother smiled and closed her eyes. The son buried his mother properly and never went back to that empty cave dwelling, nor did he ever think about the precious gourd again. He farmed the land honestly. He lived a hard-working life and was always ready to help the villagers. Someone asked him if he regretted not keeping his precious mother. He shook his head, saying, "My mother is the best treasure I have in this life." Later, someone said they saw an old woman who looked like his mother near the dilapidated cave dwelling, distributing food to poor passers-by. His son ran to see, only to find a bowl of hot porridge still steaming on the clean floor of the cave. In this life, no matter how valuable a treasure is, it can't compare to a sincere heart. The more greedy you are, the easier it is to lose. The more content you are, the more peaceful your life will be. Filial piety isn't just about empty words. It's about not abandoning or neglecting someone in their most difficult times. Holding on to your conscience is more reassuring than guarding mountains of gold and silver.